And we go into our last set of the day, as one set was unfortunately a walkover. Sad days. In the bottom left-hand corner, as the yellow Protoss, we have Vik7. And in the top right-hand corner, in our first non-mirror matchup of the day, we have Navane. So we will see how this one goes. Navane, the yellow Protoss, or Vik7, the yellow Protoss, against the red Terran, Navane. I'm going to eat some more of this ice cream because it is good. And because it is melting. And it's going to be all melted if I don't eat some of it. Pylon, where's the pylon? Where's the... I don't like these... Okay, that's better. I was going to say, I don't like these bottom of base building placements. Alright, supply depot, supply depot, supply depot, supply depot. Okay. That's fine, nothing wrong with supply depot there. Another popular spot for a first supply depot. It's right there. Makes the SCVs pop a little bit closer. Then you can put to the barracks next to the side. Have a little space to walk that Marine through if some Zealot harass comes. But I do like that they aren't walling. Walling's largely gone by the wayside these days. Nobody really does it anymore. FD is well developed. Just realized that it's not really needed and it's almost too passive. Alright, so he's putting the barracks next to the supply depot here. Again, the other options you can do supply depot, barracks there. But this is good. Important to have this as a Terran. If you just like make a depot and then you make a random ass barracks, then you've got nowhere to run your Marines if some early Zealot harass comes. This allows you, Zealot can't walk between here, Marine can. Zealot comes in, you just pull the Marine back, get free hits off the Zealot. He walks around it, you know, just dance back and forth. Gives you a little bit of defense if Protoss opts for that. Let's see, we've got this. It looks like he's wanting to put down perhaps a Cyber Core, so I don't think he's going to go Zealot first. I don't think there's going to be any harass in that fashion. We got one SCV on gas. We probably want to have 2 more on gas. Hopefully he'll do that soon. It is indeed the Cyber Core. I'm a little worried about this one on gas. It's going to be a very slow... Okay, there we go. He's now noticed... Oh, he's put 4 on gas. 1 extra now in overcompensation. Unfortunately, that's going to delay his factory probably about 5-10 seconds. Which probably won't be an issue, but we'll have to see how Vik7 chooses to play this. It could come into play and be a factor. Alright, so we have, you can see he's got a little bit higher mineral count than he'd like before he puts down that factory. Oh, come on, put it down, man. Put it down. Don't let the gas bank. Alright, he gets it down. Lost some time. If he was hoping to be aggressive with an FD, then he's really lost his window for that, as it's given Protoss an extra 15 seconds. Like, he'll be close to another round of Dragoons by that time. Range going up immediately for Dragoons. He's not opted to produce a Dragoon yet, though. That is not common. Usually you want to start your first Dragoon before you get range. Don't do this, guys. It's not optimal. Especially if you're just going 1 gate Dragoon. Like, you don't need the range that fast, and having the Dragoons out gives you a higher Dragoon count. Like, basically the idea is any sort of dangerous timings Terran does, FD, stuff like that, you're going to have plenty of time to get range no matter what. So if you go for range first, then you're just going to have less Dragoons, because you delay your Dragoon count by however many seconds of mineral mining that is, which is probably 5 or 10, which, you know, when you get to certain situations with an FD, 5 or 10 seconds is a big difference. Oh, he's rallying the Marines to the ramps, but he is scouting, so he knows there's nothing out, no reason he can't do this. But let's see if he finds the probe. There's still a space. You know, if the Marines were right here, that'd be perfect. But this probe is in a position where it can run into the base. Oh, actually, I like this. He's prepared for this, though. He's really trying to... Well, I thought he was going to leave it there, and just be really prepared to deny and block any and all scouting. Got our first Dragoon on the way. I think we're going to be seeing a Nexus here pretty soon. You can see normally it would be 3 Dragoon Nexus, but because of the range first, he's only going to have 1 Dragoon when he makes his Nexus. And the Nexus timing is pretty similar, although it looks like he's a bit behind on... Well, no, he doesn't have the Dragoons, but I don't think he's been producing probes super consistently, sitting on about 15. Yeah, he's a little bit behind. Terran has at least 2 or 3 more SCVs, so has not had ideal probe production, so he's a little bit behind economically here. Which is not as ideal, especially when you're fast expanding. You'd like to have your economic advantage as big as possible. Got our first tank out. We should be getting some mines. Yes, we are. We got a vulture. So FD's looking pretty tight and hunky-dory. Protoss from here is going to grab his Robo. That is a super fast robo. I really hope that's a Reaver option, because 1 gate robo obs is... Yeah, it gets you fast obs, but it also doesn't get you any Dragoons, and you can just die to shit. Like, there's some chance even here he could die to this, if he's not careful. Only opting to make 1 Vulture, so he's not going to have very many mines, but he needs to be careful with this, because he's only got 3 Dragoons, which can definitely die to this group of units, although if he walks up the ramp, he's not going to die. He's obviously got his range. What are we doing with this robo? So far, nothing. Oh, this is not good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, if he lays mines back over here, Jesus. Oh, but he's not going to do that. He's going to lay mines in the front. Oh, but the tank is way behind, so this is probably not going to go that well for Navane. The Dragoons are going to run in a panic and snipe the tank before Navane can do anything. Tank started taking a lot of damage. This is defended. Cleaned up pretty easily, as long as he doesn't do anything stupid with his Dragoons. Oh my god. Just as I say that. Oh my god. Oh my god. But the tank is dead. Wonderful trade, though, for Navane, or for Navane, yeah, Navane. A tank for 3 goons, yeah, you'll take it. You'll take it. Plus delaying mining time at the Nexus. You're secure. I guess he's gonna run home, though. He's actually done a lot of damage on that Nexus. And see, this is the problem. You go get obs like this. He's got 1 reinforcing Dragoon. Like, had Navane rallied Vultures, or even another tank across the map, Vik7's pretty dead, in pretty big trouble. I'm not going to say you can't ever do 1 gate obs, but I think it's a build that is risky in most cases. It's like trying to be too safe with fast obs. Now, if you want to do it with Reaver, sure, all day long. Then you get a fast enough Reaver to defend against most stuff. Like, FD will show up before your Reaver, but you can just pull back, wait a bit, get the Reaver, kill the FD with a little bit of Reaver micro, and then have the opportunity to do some Reaver harass. So we got going up to 3 factories here for Navane. 3rd gateway for Vik7. I would have expected 7 gateways. Gonna float the eBay out, get a little bit of vision for shuttles, that's nice. Pretty quick oh, 2 facts, sorry, 2 facts armor. We should see a 3rd CC then going up here pretty soon. As it looks like he's just looking to play a longer term macro kind of game. Got the armory down. Observer coming across the scout and going to possibly take a 3rd base, perhaps, from his posturing. Yeah, it looks like a 3rd base. So reasonably fast 3rd expansion here for Vik7. And okay. Good reaction. Avoids the turret, and there is a path for which he can enter the base and scout. Let's see if he finds it. He's going to lose his window, though. He's going to lose his window. I think he's a little bit gun-shy, though. Probably afraid that if he walks in there and takes like 1 wrong hit, he loses the obs, and doesn't want to lose the obs. He wants to still have some vision at the front. But he missed his opportunity to get in there and see Terran's factory count, so right now he doesn't know what's going on. Playing pretty blind. Going to make it hard for him to decide whether he should tech, whether he needs to cut some probes and add a bunch of gateways. Although it looks like he is cutting probes really hard. Not ideal for Vik7. He's missed a lot of probe timings. I mean, we're at 8 minutes and he's barely saturated here. He's got 12. So he's only 3 over first layer saturation. Whereas Terran has at least that many SCVs here. Definitely a little bit healthier economy for Navane. And I mean, you can see that. It's reflected in the supplies. It's just not enough probes right now for Vik7, who's going to get into a really poor position economically. You know, Protoss should always outsupply Terran, especially with a reasonably fast Nexus like this. And he doesn't. And it's not like he took ridiculous losses. I mean, Terran lost 4 or 5 supply in the FD attack, and Protoss lost 6. So, you know, in terms of supply numbers, reasonably even trade. So this will become an issue as the game goes on for Vik7, and he's still not making probes here. He's got to see that's painful. 5 queued up there and 0 there. Really gonna slip behind it in economy, especially if Navane is keeping up with his economy, which he certainly appears to be. Obviously, right now, getting those comsats. I do like the observer spread here. This is nice. You can see Navane or Vik7 has some pretty good visibility of everything that's going on. Unfortunately, this 3rd is done. There's still no probes here. He is producing probes from it, so he's at least is getting something out of it. Still no probes being made in the main, and still on 3 gateways. At this point, if his economy was stronger, he would be going up to 6 or 8 gateways right now, or at least have his Arbiter tech on the way. He needs to add the archives, unless he's actually just going to go carrier or something like that. few vultures coming across, but these dragoons are in perfect shape to block that off. And it looks like we have another obs going on, so we're getting some great obs coverage. This one's more of a drop obs. I'd still like to see him kind of go into the base, or try to go into the base, because he still has no idea what Navane is doing. And actually, to be honest, I'm a little confused by what Navane is doing. He's getting himself behind now at this point, or he's doing the ultimate anti-carrier build. Running in here with a few vultures, though. Going to pick off, looks like 2 or 3 probes. Don't attack the cannons. Don't attack the cannons. Just kill the probes and get out of there. Well, okay. Alright, I guess he can maybe make that work, but that's going to give enough time for the dragoons to come back. And now the vultures really should run away from there. Really should think about it, but I guess he's going to don't... and he doesn't even get the cannon. Sad day. Sad day for those vultures. Alright, so... I'll be honest. Against a good Protoss player, this would be, like, suicidal. You just invested in Armory, and Engineering Bay, and Academy, and got pretty slow 5 facts. So you've got this really slow timing. It's not fast enough. Like, this timing would probably need to hit about 9 minutes. We're here at about 11 minutes. But Navane, as we've talked, or Vik7, as we talked about, has not done the best job with his probe production. So his economy is weak, and he's only on 3 gateways. So Navane has a hell of a lot more production right now, and certainly a better economy. So there's a chance that this attack will work for him, but generally, as a Terran, if a Protoss takes a reasonably quick third like that, and you have a late timing like this, your attack's going to get crushed. You know, if Vik7 was a little bit tighter with his build, he'd be sitting up here with at least 2 groups of Dragoons and a shuttle with slots at this point, producing off about 8 factories, and this would just be nothing. And then on top of this, Navane is super slow pushing. Now, it's possible, and if this is true, Navane, all props to you. It's possible that he just realized he's way ahead economically, and he's just going to go ahead and slow push because he's got the time. But in most push situations where Protoss has a third and Terran does not yet have a third, this is too slow. You'd have to do something with this. And I don't like his decision to sit in the map here and take this third, because he's got no vision over here right now. And even if he did, well, Protoss is, okay, you're going to sit in the middle of the map. I don't care. Protoss is going to walk a group of units around here, send a group of zealots, run in here, harass a third, go over there. There's all kinds of different ways to move around the map, and it's not a map where sitting in the center like this necessarily works very well. A few more vultures coming out. We're up to around 6 facts. We've got a hell of a lot of depots. Nice depot placement though. looks organized. Alright, we got a few Dragoons coming up here to clear out the third. We do have the Arbiters out now. We are getting energy first. Cool. And it looks like Navane is going to continue up, and oh man, there's not much up here from Protoss. See, this is worrisome. That's what, one group of Dragoons, and all he's got is like 3 Dragoons back over here against at least a group of tanks and some vultures. The only thing he's got going is they are on the low ground, they are kind of clumped, but we'll see. Now, if the scan goes down in time, these DTs won't do much, but if they're, okay, the scan goes down, so the DTs are going to go down pretty quick. Nice target firing from the vulture, or nice positioning of the vultures, and it looks like reasonable control of the tanks. Goons are way too clumped up here, and Vik7 is getting murdered in this attack. Just hasn't had the macro needed, and now Navane is possibly free to just go ahead and push down here. He's got tanks right now. There aren't that many reinforcements. If he just reinforces, connects his armies, gets his tanks sieged up right here on top of the hill, it's looking like a very strong position for Navane, who is now up to 8 factories of production. Protoss only has 7. Okay, he's got 8 gateways. I don't know if he can afford to really produce out of 8 gateways, though, but he has 8 gateways. And now the tanks are exactly where they want to be, sieging up on that high ground. Vultures there, getting some mines in front. The third base going down for Vik7, and not looking good for him right now. It looks like this is going to be his final attack. He's coming in here. Nice try to get the Zealots to drag some mines, but goes down a little early, and there is just not enough units. The production is not there for Vik7. Oh, even 2 tanks split up to kill the Nexus up here. Nice move by Navane, who has this game totally in his control. Nexus is about to go down, and Vik7 says GG. Navane takes it with a strange build. But to be honest, Vik7, mostly that was just macro issue. You make probes, you know, all day long from sunup to sundown, and throw down some gateways faster, you roll over that attack. It's just, it's too late to work. So we'll see if Vik7 can tighten that up in Game 2, or perhaps come up with some sort of aggressive build to deal with Navane. But right now, looking like Navane has the edge in a long macro game, just due to a little bit better economy and unit production in general. So in the bottom left-hand corner, as our purple Protoss, we have Vik7. And in the top left-hand corner, again in red, as our Terran, we have Navane. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, oh shit, oh shit, oh fuck, oh fuck. Navane's like, alright, I had too much macro last game, I gotta slow myself down somehow. We're just gonna lift off the CC, or maybe he was just gonna go for the totally ballsy mystery CC float. Where's Terran? What happened? And he's over here. But of course, as funny as that is, it doesn't work because floating takes an eternity and a half, and by the time your CC lands, Protoss has half the map and a 200 supply army, and you're starting to mine your minerals. Pylon for Vik7 as expected, and perhaps a depot for Navane? Maybe? Maybe? As I dribble ice cream all over my fish. Alright. Depot? Barracks? Barracks? Depot? I actually can't remember. I should be able to remember, but I can't. If Barracks and Depot are tight to Zealot on both sides, or if it's just one side. I think it's just a one side. I think if you put a Barracks over here, I think both Zealot and Marine slip through. Marine always slips through, but I can't remember for sure. I guess we'll find out, maybe. But probably not. Oh, Vik7, your probes are killing me, brah. 10 gas? Oh, we're already missing probes. Really rough for Vik7. And I was going to say, if he was going to cut and, like, double gate, I would say, alright, I understand the lack of probes. But if you're going to gas, you've already missed, like, 2 probes. Like, 1 probe, 2 probes. You're hurting economically. And Navane, okay, he's going to put the barracks to the right. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure barracks to the left. I'm pretty sure barracks to the right is not tight to slots. Probe heading out. Actually, that probe was out pretty early for Vik7. Maybe it was a gateway probe. Maybe it was a gateway probe. Maybe I'm just freaking myself out. I don't know. Got 3 guys on gas. A little bit faster. A little bit more prompt gas mining for Navane this game. No slightly delayed factories as a result. Cybernetics core on the way. And here comes the SCV of Navane into the base. And he sees, well, everything looks pretty normal, except this guy doesn't like to make probes. He's only on 13. This is painful. This is painful, Vik7. You're really hurting yourself. There's no advantage to these probe cuts, and there's a huge disadvantage. You know, there are some builds you can cut probes for. You know, if you're going to 9-9, you know, all in gate, and if you're going to play 10 gate, 10-15 Dragoon pressure, usually a little bit better on non-ramp maps, but that's beside the point. There are times and places for probe cuts, but I mean, you haven't made a probe in like 45 seconds, so Navane is just getting way ahead. I mean, already tearing 2 or 3 supply ahead, and that will escalate badly here. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like Vik7 is intending to play aggressive. He is getting a Dragoon first this game, which is wonderful. It's much better to get the Dragoon before the range, but now his range is a bit slow. Or maybe, actually, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like, everything's not at the usual supplies. He does have his range on the way. He does have 3 on gas, right? Yeah, he does have 3 on gas, so that part's fine. Oh, but look what we have over here. That is possibly going to make Terran... that's kind of nice. A little bit of mind... Now, he should cancel it now. Yeah, boy! I like it. Alright, we got some nice mind games coming from Vik7. Getting the core spinning. Now, the one thing he noticed, and this is a little trick you can learn, Vic, is you went for Dragoon Charge, which is 150. That's 50 gas difference, right? So if you hit W for air weapons, Terran just sees the spinning core. He doesn't know, right? Oh, but look at this. Look at this. Oh my god. Could it possibly be? No, but anyway, so you get Singularity, and it's 150, but if you get weapons, it's 100, and that way you can put down your archives over here, you know, 50 minerals faster, and that's an extra 10 seconds. Depending on the... Oh, he's suspicious, though. He is suspicious. He is suspicious. Wait, I wonder... I mean, weapons did feel late. I wonder if he built the Citadel before weapons. I almost want to go back and watch that, but FD's on the way. FD should get smashed, as DT will absolutely be out in time to deal with that. But it's a question of, is he going to be prepared for this? And as of right now, the answer is an emphatic no. And importantly, oh, Jesus. Okay, well, the vulture's going to the wrong spot, but oh, Jesus. This is why it's usually better to produce a couple vultures. More common to make 2 or 3 out of this factory, because you can at least lay some mines at home, especially when you don't quite know what's going to happen. And he doesn't know yet, and he doesn't have any options to defend DT. This is going to come down purely to mine laying from the vulture versus the DT. Here comes the FD into the base. The DT, wait, this DT is really late though. This will get up and be a little bit annoying, but at the same time, we're going to have micro on both fronts, which is going to make this really difficult for Navane. Or maybe he's sniffed out something suspicious as he's just going to lay a few mines at the ramp and go home. He's like, there's nothing down here from Protoss. I wonder what's going on. And then ominously coming in is the DT. Now, is he making a vulture? No. Oh, that is really unfortunate for Navane. Now, will he continue to flood DTs? Yes, he will, although they aren't coming that fast. It would be better if all these DTs were coming. I would be very, very worried for Vik7 right now. I know he's going to take down the SCV, making engineering bay, but it's going to finish. So now it's just a matter of turrets, trying to get turrets up, trying to lay some mines around it. But with only one DT, I'm feeling pretty comfortable that Navane should be able to defend this. Getting a bunker up, which isn't that helpful. Now, had this first DT been cleared out and rallied across, with the second one coming a bit more promptly, there would have been 2 or 3 DTs running around right now, and then that is really, really hard for Navane to deal with. But with just one, you can kind of make turrets in one base, get a safe spot. Worst comes to worst, you kind of creep your way out with turrets. It kind of sucks, it hurts your economy, but you definitely don't die. But it looks like Navane's going to take care of this with if he needs to finish this turret, though. Come on, get an SCV back on the turret. Could possibly try to drag a mine into that. This will be good if it gets the SCV. But the turret's up now. And so now there's a turret at the front. DT cannot sneak in. I'd like to see a few more mines laid here, but everything is stable at this point here for Navane. And Protoss is now going to set up his natural. DT is going to possibly get this last tank. He wants it so bad. Can he get it? Oh, he gets the marine. Can he walk up the ramp? Nah, I was going to say, that turret's got to cover it. So down, and actually Vik7 just says GG. That wasn't that difference in supply, but Vik7 calling it.